In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to change your app name in Softr. By the end of this complete guide, you will know the simple steps to rename your application, whether you're updating your branding or just making your workspace a little easier to navigate. Softr is a powerful no-code platform that lets you build web applications from Airtable or Google Sheets data, and being able to quickly rename your apps is a small but essential skill for keeping everything organized. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. First things first, you will need to log into your Softr account. Head over to the Softr website and sign in using the credentials you set up when you created your account. If you're already logged in, you'll land on your main dashboard, which is the hub for all your projects. Once you're there, look at the left-hand side of the screen. You should see a vertical sidebar with several menu options. Click on the one that says Applications. This will bring up a list of all the apps you have built or are currently working on. If you manage multiple projects, say a client portal, an internal dashboard, and a membership site, this is where you'll see them all side by side. Take a moment to find the specific application you want to rename. Maybe it's a test app you built months ago that now needs a proper title, or perhaps a live project that's receiving a brand refresh. Once you've located it, click on it to open it in the Softr editor. This editor is where you do all your visual building, adding blocks, connecting data, and customizing the look and feel of your app. Now that your application has loaded inside the editor, direct your attention to the very top left corner of the screen. You'll see your current app name displayed there. This is the name that appears in your workspace and, depending on your settings, may also be visible to users if you've shown it in your app's navigation. It might be something like Untitled App, or a temporary placeholder you chose when you first created the project. Clicking on that name is where the magic happens. Go ahead and click directly on the text. When you do, the name field will become active and editable. You'll notice the text highlights or a cursor appears, signaling that you can now type a new title. Softr makes this really straightforward. There's no need to hunt through settings menus or dive into a separate configuration page. It's just a click right there in the main editor, which saves you time and keeps your workflow smooth. With the name field now editable, it's time to type in your new application name. This is where a little thought goes a long way. Choose a clear and descriptive name that reflects the purpose of your app. For example, if your app is a customer dashboard for a fitness coaching business, something like Client Progress Hub is far more useful than App 3 or Test Project. Think about how you'll identify this app in your Softr workspace, especially if you have several projects running simultaneously. A descriptive name helps you and any collaborators quickly find the right app without having to open each one to check. It's also a good idea to keep naming consistent across your projects. Maybe you use a prefix like Client Ba'as for client-facing apps and Internal Ba'as for team tools. This consistency becomes a lifesaver as your portfolio grows. One common pitfall to avoid is using names that are too similar to other projects in your workspace. If you have Sales Dashboard, Sales Tracker, and Sales Reports, it's easy to accidentally open the wrong one. A little distinctiveness up front saves you confusion down the line. Once you've entered your new name, you need to save the change. Press the Enter key on your keyboard, or simply click anywhere outside the name field. Click on the editor background, a blank area, or any other element on the page. Softr will immediately apply the update. There's no separate save button to hunt for, and no confirmation pop-up to dismiss. The name change is instant, which is both convenient and a bit of a reminder to be careful with your typing. If you make a typo, no worries, just click the name again and fix it. But if you're satisfied, you're done with that step. The updated app name will now appear in the top left corner of the editor, and more importantly, in your applications list back on the main dashboard. Now take a moment to verify that everything looks good. Click around the editor if you'd like, but mostly just confirm that the new name displays correctly. It's worth noting that renaming your app only changes its title. It does not affect any of your app's pages, content, blocks, settings, or connected data sources. Your Airtable or Google Sheets data remains untouched, and your users won't lose any functionality. This is a common concern for beginners. They worry that changing the name might break something or require reconfiguration. Rest assured, it's purely cosmetic in terms of the app's internal structure, but it's powerful for your organization. Before you leave the editor, just double check that the name accurately represents your application, especially if you're managing multiple projects or planning to share the app with collaborators. A clear, correct name helps everyone on your team know exactly what they're working on. Before I wrap up, let me leave you with a few practical tips. First, use descriptive names that clearly identify your application's purpose. Names like customer onboarding or inventory manager are infinitely more helpful than new app or test. Second, keep your naming consistent across all your software projects. If you start using a certain style or format, stick with it. This makes your workspace feel professional and organized. Third, avoid using names that are too similar to other projects in your workspace. You don't want to accidentally edit or duplicate the wrong app because the titles are nearly identical. And finally, always verify the updated name before you share your application with collaborators or clients. A quick glance at the top left corner is all it takes to ensure everything is accurate. And that's it. You've now successfully renamed your application in Softr, giving your project a clearer identity and making your workspace easier to navigate. Whether you're rebranding an existing app or just cleaning up your list of projects, this simple change can make a big difference in your daily workflow. If you found this tutorial helpful, consider saving this video or bookmarking it so you can revisit these steps whenever you need a quick refresher. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.